Now, the management of Kenya Airways has temporarily cut down staff salaries to stay afloat as the coronavirus pandemic eats into the company's bottom line. All staff members at the carrier will see a downward revision of their monthly salaries by at least 50%. In a letter to employees, Kenya Airways CEO Allan Kilavuka said the pay cuts are a result of thinning passenger revenues under widespread travel restrictions. Faisal Ahmed has more on this story.
The impact of the coronavirus on the aviation industry was inevitable, and an internal Kenya Airways memo to staff shows the beginning of hard times for the airline, no doubt catalyzed by the global pandemic.
Reliability of the aircraft.
In what could be the national carrier's biggest test, KQ CEO Allan Kilavuka stated that due to the adverse effects of the coronavirus on the aviation industry, KQ has been forced to cut back on flights by up to 60%. The management of Kenya Airways said that it would continue to monitor the impact of the coronavirus outbreak and present a worst-case scenario of suspension of its operations if necessary.
So it is not something normal, but it is a reality. We cannot be aloof to the circumstances on the ground. I'll give you an example that yesterday, the whole of yesterday, JKIA received a total of 14 inbound flights against a normal of around almost 200. And with the 14, we only had about 800 arriving passengers from an average of 5,000 normally when the airport and all the airlines are functioning normally.
Employees from the HO6 pay grade and above will from April 1st take a 1-week paid leave and 3 weeks unpaid leave. Meanwhile, all employees in HO5 grade and below will take 2 weeks paid leave and 2 weeks unpaid leave. Employees who fall under the category of HO6 and HO5 are mainly support and technical staff consisting of security personnel, cabin crew and contracted accounting staff.
We agree that at this point they will face problems, keeping employees in employment on the normal terms that they have always enjoyed. And so because of that, I think they initiated talks with us. We had deliberations the whole of yesterday.
Happening in the global aviation sector. Globally, airlines need about, get this, 20 trillion shillings to stay afloat. In Africa, airlines have already lost revenues worth $4.4 billion US. To give that perspective in Kenya shillings, 440 billion Kenya shillings. Now, when KQ suspended its flights to China, 3 weeks after that, they reported that their revenues had shrunk by 800 million shillings. That's only in 3 weeks. The management of KQ says it remains engaged with the workers' union on ways to cushion staff while engaging financial institutions like banks and SACCOs on potential moratoriums for employees currently servicing loan payments. The 43-year-old airline has a staff base of over 4,000 employees and has a network of 54 routes. Further, the carrier is responsible for an average 55% of traffic at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. Faisal Ahmed, Citizen TV, Nairobi.